Evening folks, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, new round of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Always a really good series, this one. So, starts tonight, 8:30. We are live from Dragon Trail Gardens. Let's get rid of that. So you can see the We Are Driven video at the start of the channel. We're still behind Archie's journey with the We Are Driven team, so get yourselves over to the We Are Driven page on Facebook, get yourselves over to the Archie's Journey page on Facebook, get yourselves over to the, have I got that? Where's that gone? Where's that gone? Is that gone? Have I got that? There we go, that's what we want. There you go. Get yourselves over to Archie's Journey on Facebook. Get yourselves over to the Bradley Lowry Foundation on Facebook. Get yourselves over to the We Are Driven page on Facebook. And get yourselves over to the justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journeys page. And donate if you can. Thanks very much. Richie, how you doing? Great big muscles. Appreciated. Right, so I've got my merch coming up soon. Stickers. I'm not seeing any stickers yet. But I have seen the shirts. Oh my god, they look amazing. I'm sure you lot have probably seen them all as well now. So yes, they are coming. Just want to get my hands on one. Anyway, let's get into this race. Round 1 tonight of the new series. New season. Let's see if we got in the room. There's only 9 drivers in the room so far. Hopefully we see a couple more. Maybe not. Looks like they've started quali already. So we've got Cutler 182, got KJM 100, Mark Parker CRT, Rob Scott 12, One-Eyed Lou, interesting, Kaz Converter, Graham Reeds, we've got D-Dot, and we've got Luke Doherty back. So some familiar names and some new ones. One-Eyed Lou. Let's hope that doesn't affect your depth perception. Right, let's get ourselves on track. See what sort of times people are putting in. So obviously new series, no scores to show anybody at the minute. It's a 2-race format, so we have a sprint and a feature race, so it's a 15-minute and a half an hour race. Let me just have a quick reminder of what tyres and fuel we're at. No, not change car, that's not going to help anyone, is it? Okay, so tyre wear is ×5, fuel depletion is at ×4. This is quali. What have they got? Is it medium tyres only for qualifying, I think, as well? Let's get ourselves back in the room and we can have a look. Yeah, medium tyres only for qualifying. Ryan, how you doing, mate? Down for the count. He's in the house as well. Let's just change this over to that so I keep up with all the chat. So yes, be interesting to see how this new season goes. Hopefully we gain a few more drivers. Not good to see empty lobbies. These minis do make some fantastic racing. So Cutler putting in a 1:46.9 then. First man to cross the line. What's D-Dot going to put in? A 1:48.6. So a whole 1.7 seconds behind Cutler at the minute. Still plenty of time left to go. Luke Doherty just coming around that final turn. I wonder if he's managed to sort out his tyre wear issues. He seems to be blowing through tyres. Look, you can see he's only done 1 fast lap and 1 out lap. 1 out lap and 1 fast lap, sorry. And he's already got a fair chunk of wear on those mediums. Cutler's doing about the same. Maybe he has sorted out that problem. Oh, excuse me. Came out of nowhere, didn't it? So Luke Doherty gets third on the grid so far, 147.7. Oh, okay, so he's chopped his way into third. Rob Scott's actually gone quickest overall, 146.1 so far. Have you got chocolate on your car this year? Yes, of course he has. Dairy milk all the way for Rob Scott. Cutler then pushes him back into second, driving in the CHewitt Racing Mini livery. That's the point. I suppose I ought to give the sponsors a bit of a shout. CHewitt Racing, the CHewitt Racing family, get yourselves over to that page on Facebook and go give them some love as well. Keep going on about this We Are Driven stuff, but yeah, I suppose I ought to give the sponsors a bit of a shout as well. So yeah, big up the CHewitt Racing family. Chloe, Freddie, Tony and Mum. Ah, you raced under... Ah, okay, you raced under that name, did you? Dan KBL, what are you doing? And then for secondly, Dan KBL, talking about Mr. Excuses, right? You're not even in this lobby. What's going on? Where's Zach? Where's the old rivalry from last season? Oh, Dan, let me down. That's enough for you, Cutler. Graham Reed's chucking himself into third, 147.0. 6 minutes into quali. D-Dot pushed down into fourth now then. He's gone a little bit quicker, 147.1. Luke Doherty also pushed down to fifth. Mark Parker CRT, 148.1 holding sixth. One-Eyed Lou, 149.0. Sitting in seventh. Kaz Converter is in 8th with a 150.1. Are you boys rocking a similar livery? Yes, M&M's all over the place on these minis for the DK boys. KRJ, or is it KRJ? What am I looking at? KJN 100. Sitting in 9th, 150.2. Evening, Bags. How you doing, brother? So halfway through quali, Rob Scott's still leading us round. He's only got a 10th over Cutler now. He's gone a bit quicker, 146.3. Closes that gap up on Rob Scott. Graham Reed's got himself third at the minute. Let's see if he can hold on to that. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for Luke Doherty, who's just behind him. What have you got then, Graham Reed? Let's see what you've got coming across this line. Yeah, I know that feels, mate. Streaming every night, let alone racing every night. So Graham Reed holds on to his third for now. Luke Doherty decided to chuck himself in the pits, get a fresh set of boots on. So we'll see how the new drivers get on in this season. No positions changing currently. As we were. So you might see the lap times coming down now. They're starting to get a little bit low on fuel. Well, not low on fuel, but they've got less on board. Yeah, I'm pumped about the new merch, mate. Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it. Looks awesome. Big up to Dave Robinson from Infinity Decals. You want some merch? Go check him out. Why do we always end up on you, Rob Scott, looking at your chocolate mobile? Anyway, Dan, I'd have thought, being as you're an ex-Mini Challenge driver, you'd have stuck with the Minis. Keep your foot in. Signing up to other races. How dare you? How dare you? Disgusted. Gonna have a word with Cutler. Get him to not let you back in if you want. So what are we? Nearly 11 minutes into qualifying. Rob Scott still holding that top spot. Still no positions changed. Oh no, still exactly the same as they were. Where are you going, Rob Scott? That's completely the wrong line through there, my friend. You're going to get sand in your chocolate bar. You don't want that. .48 then for Cutler. Has he just been in the pits the lap before? I think he might have. 1:57.4. Graham Reed's now a fresh set of tyres on, half a tank of fuel. Can he get his time down anymore? At 1:46.5, that's not bad. On an out lap. Okay, so Luke Doherty's just gone quicker, 1:46.6, so he's down to the half a tank. It does look like he may have his tyre wear issue sorted out. How he's done it, I don't know, but two seasons ago, Luke Doherty was blowing through a set of tyres twice as quick, literally twice as quick as anyone else on track. It was amazing to watch. It's like the PlayStation gods had given him sort of an extra half a ton of weight for no reason. Make sure you go check out D-Dot on YouTube as well, and Facebook, why not? Mark Parker then, new driver this season, as okay, so there is a couple of positions changed. KJM 100 has got himself up into 7th with a 1:48.5. That pushes both of the DK M&M drivers down to 8th and 9th. Some nice liveries though, boys. I like those. Yes, it is tuning. Yeah, it is tuning, which some guys like, some guys don't. I'm not sure you can play with everything. I don't know whether it's a full setup you can go for. Okay, just bigging up D-Dot. He's gone and put in a second position on the grid, 1:46.2. Cutler then. Bit of work for him to do to try and get those positions back. Yeah, tricky little circuit this one. It's got some very strange angled corners into what I lovingly call the Pentagon. You may see drivers try and go too wide through there. Can work if you are absolutely spot on, but it can turn into a disaster if you're not. Right, what have you got, Cutler? Coming up to the end of qualifying, 30 seconds remaining. So 1:40 now. Can he beat that 1:46.3? He does. Puts in a pole lap. 146, 143 for Cutler, 182. Then right at the end of qualifying, can Rob Scott do anything about that? D-Dot was flying. He's now down in third. It's only 18 thousandths between Cutler and Rob Scott. So you do get to finish these laps, so we'll see if there's any more position changes. Rob Scott holds on to that second. 146.4 so far. D-Dot. I'm not sure if you still on a hot lap. Yes, I think you are. Not anymore. Not with hairpins like that. Let's just see who is parked up, who's still out. Doherty then just coming around that final turn, following Mark Parker through. Is he going to get a bit of a toe off him down? Oh no, it's not. Sorry, it's Cas Converter. There goes Luke, 152.4. So that looks like it is it. Cutler, Graham Reed's trying to T-bone Cutler into the wall. Cutler holding pole then. Rob Scott second, D-Dot third. We've got Graham Reed's in fourth. Luke Doherty fifth. Got Mark Parker sixth. One-Eyed Lou managed to get his seventh position back right at the end of quali there, 148.3. So that puts KJN back down to eighth. And then Cas Converter in ninth position. Here we go then, race one about to start. Can they all get through the first few turns cleanly? Let's get ourselves a bit further back. We'll go on board with Cas Converter DK. Wait for these lights to drop. The reds are all on. And they're away now. A big pile of wheel spin from a few drivers. Head down towards this big sweeping left-hand turn one then. Heading down towards the chicanes. Turn one cleanly, then down towards turn two. Let me just flick myself up, get a slightly better look. Everybody through there cleanly. One-Eyed Lou gets a little bit squiffy through the chicane on lap one, and then drives into the wall for absolutely no reason. Not sure what's going on there. Cas Converter comes through though to take that 8th position off him. That puts One-Eyed Lou down to 9th position. Right, let's get ourselves up front. So Rob Scott through the hairpin holds on to that first place. Graham Reed's got himself into second. Cutler now third. Not having the best starts then, Cutler. But a master at conserving tyres is Cutler. You'll see more in race two. Oh, he goes down the inside of Graham Reed's. Tries the moves of the head down towards the Pentagon. Nothing to gain from it though. He's actually losing positions then. He's had to slow himself down to not take Graham Reed's out. D-Dot's come through to take third and second off of Cutler and Graham Reed's. Luke Doherty going down the inside of the pair of them as well. He's looking for fourth. Well, he's not. He's actually looking for third, but Cutler's just managed to keep in front. A great move by D-Dot up to second. He's now only a second back from race leader Rob Scott. A little bit wide into the hairpin at the end. Luke Doherty's managed to gain a couple of places through there as well. He's got himself up into third. Graham Reed's fourth. Cutler fifth. KGN in sixth. Mark Parker seventh. One-Eyed Lou in eighth. Cas Converter in ninth. So Rob Scott getting a good exit out of the final hairpin. He's gained half a second over D-Dot. Still kicking off for third. Luke Doherty, Cutler and Graham Reed's all battling it out still. Switch back, bit of contact between Graham Reeds and Luke Doherty, but everybody's still on track. So Rob Scott, 2-second lead over D-Dot now. D-Dot coming under increased pressure from those drivers behind. Cutler getting himself back into third. Graham Reed's holding on to fourth. Luke Doherty still fifth. KJN trying to close that gap. He's only 3/4 of a second back, still within slipstream range. Mark Parker is just outside of slipstream range, second back. He's got One-Eyed Lou for company, almost pushing him down towards this Pentagon section. Oh, who's that? Is that KJN gone massively wide through? There it is. It is. He's into the wall. No damage, but that's put him down to 8th position. He was doing alright as well, starting to climb his way back through the pack. And now he's got to worry about Kaz Converter coming up behind him. Rob Scott is on an absolute stormer at the minute. He is now almost 3 seconds over second place Cutler. It's going to turn into a right punch up for this second position. We've got Cutler, D-Dot, Graham Reeds and Luke Doherty just in the background of this fight. There's Luke Doherty trying to make his way around at the chicanes. Looking for the inside line, then Luke not quite getting it, having to back out. Got to watch those curbs, got to watch those curbs. So Graham Reed's pushed down into fourth, then D-Dot and Cutler just in front of him, 0.7 of a second, heading down towards this almost hairpin. Got Luke Doherty just in the background. Closes up. Oh, he's had to go straight on to avoid contact. Can he get the switch back on Graham Reed's? No, he can't. D-Dot went for the same move on Cutler. It's not worked out for him either. Try again then down towards the Pentagon. Graham Reed's taking as much of the track as he possibly can. Luke Doherty almost down the inside. Graham Reeds chops him off, but he's gone a little bit deep. Luke Doherty almost making the move work down the inside there. Didn't quite though. Has to hold on to that 5th position. Looks to close back up on Graham Reeds in front. D-Dot and Cutler still battling it out. Rob Scott is just disappearing down the road. He is 3 seconds. Cutler having to go defensive from D-Dot. D-Dot going for the tighter line through the hairpin. Again, didn't work out for him there. So Graham Reed's holding that 4th. Luke Doherty, unfortunately, now 1.3 seconds back off Graham Reed's. One-Eyed Lou managing to get his way past Mark Parker up into 6th, then 2 seconds back from Luke. Mark Parker another 1.2 back in 7th. KJN after his little off-track action in the Pentagon now 8th and 5.3 seconds back. Kaz Converter nearly 7 seconds back. So new season for some of these drivers. Might take a race or two to get their hand in. So gap coming down slowly. Rob Scott at 2.3 seconds in front of Cutler now. Very similar on tyre wear. Plenty of fuel to run this race. D-Dot and Graham Reed still within striking distance of that 2nd position as well. They've just got to not make any mistakes and lose that toe off Cutler. Doherty still trying to close that gap up, unfortunately now 2.2 seconds back. Mark Parker's got himself back past One-Eyed Lou as One-Eyed Lou got it wrong into the hairpin, possibly outbraked himself, allowed Mark to come back through. KJN hot on his tail as well, only 1.6 seconds back. Just got to be a little bit careful that KJN doesn't come and steal that position off him as well. Mark Parker's not too far up the road, to be honest. Cascaberta losing another second or two, unfortunately, in 9th. Rob Scott started to pull his lead out again, 3.2 seconds over Cutler. Absolutely hanging it in there, D-Dot. He has closed that gap back up, 0.6 of a second between himself and Cutler. Putting in purple sectors as well. So halfway through race 1, D-Dot coming back at Cutler. Cutler getting a good exit away from there though, starting to stretch his lead again from 3rd place D-Dot up to 0.8 of a second. D-Dot's put himself under pressure from Graham Reed's behind. Heading back down towards this Pentagon section. Another purple sector from Cutler, he's not messing about. Be so careful on the throttle through there. Nice tight line for Graham Reed's. But Cutler is pulling away. He's got a second over D-Dot now. Graham Reed's all over the back end of D-Dot, looking for that 3rd place. Again, a nice tight line on the exit of that final turn. Right in the slipstream now. Is he going to make a move? It closes up as they come down towards this first turn. D-Dot's giving him plenty of room. He could have kept the speed on through there. It's going to be a battle down to this. Oh, no, it's not. Looks like D-Dot's going to get the advantage. Again, Graham Reed's and D-Dot being very, very respectful of each other, giving plenty of room. So got to watch those curbs, boys. Cutler's just found out. He's picking himself up a penalty for cutting one of those. Graham Reed's then all over the back end of D-Dot looking for this 3rd. Can he get it in the last 5 minutes of this race? Up the inside of the hairpin. Tiny bit of contact. Does look like Graham Reed's thought that was a little bit harsh of him, so he's giving the position back. D-Dot sticking his hazards on to show his appreciation. Hopefully these two... Oh, D-Dot's gone a little bit wide there. Graham Reed's should benefit from that. Should be able to close that gap up on him a little bit. Again, D-Dot gone deep through there as well. Those dirty tyres costing him. Struggling to get it back on track now. He's going to come under pressure from Luke Doherty in the background. So Graham Reed gets himself up into 3rd then. Luke Doherty all over the back end of D-Dot as they come up the hill. What's the gap there? Just 0.5 of a second. Luke Doherty got a bit of a slipstream to use down this long back start-finish straight. Oh, is D-Dot going to lose another position here? You can see Luke Doherty in his mirrors. He's gone slightly defensive, put his car right in the middle of the track. He's going to make Luke Doherty try and run around the outside. Tries to carry the speed, Luke. D-Dot holds on to 4th. Big handful of curb there for Luke Doherty. It pushes him a tiny bit wide. He does stay within slipstream range of D-Dot though, heading down the hill. I don't think he's close enough to make a slingshot down the inside of the hairpin though. Closes up, keeps it nice and calm. A little bit wide on the exit for Luke. Still keeps in touch with D-Dot though. Big gap back to Mark Parker, then 6th, 10.3 seconds. Another 3.7 back to KGN, got himself back up into 7th. One-Eyed Lou in 8th. He's managed to pick himself up a little bit of a penalty as well. Casconverter 19 seconds back from One-Eyed Lou in 9th. Rob Scott then, he's had a nice comfortable race so far. Nearly 12 and a half minutes in. He's still got 3+ seconds over second place Cutler. Then big gap back to third place, 3.4 seconds. Oh, everyone going massively deep in the final turn. Luke Doherty then trying to get down the inside of D-Dot. Not carrying enough speed, unfortunately. Slots himself back into the slipstream. Can he slingshot himself back past? He's going for it now. So up into fourth for Luke. Can he hold on to it into the chicane? D-Dot is looking a little bit dangerous, but Luke holds on to it. Can he hold on to it for the rest of the race? Can he close the gap up on Graham Reed's in front? Oh, another big penalty there for D-Dot, trying to take those curves a little bit too tight. That's the second penalty he's now got to lose in this battle with Luke Doherty. And there he is, just dropping it off as he comes down towards this hairpin. He's dropped it all. He's not lost that much time either. He's still within slipstream range of Luke Doherty. It's a good bit of strategy, losing his penalty on the run down to the hairpin. So let's have a quick run through. Nearly 14 minutes in. Rob Scott now 4.6 seconds over Cutler. Cutler 3.7 over Graham Reed. He's got 1.3 from Luke Doherty. He's only just holding that fourth position from D-Dot. D-Dot only 0.3 of a second back. Might be able to make it work down this long back straight if he can get close enough. Oh, he's lost a bit of time through there though. Luke has actually closed the gap up on Graham Reed's in front. I don't think there's going to be enough time on the clock. He's only got a lap to do. It'll be very hard for him to close that gap up on Graham Reed's in front. D-Dot, again, just losing a bit of time on Luke Doherty. Mark under no threat, so he's got 5.5 seconds between himself and One Eye. KJN is another 3 seconds back, so unless we get major mistakes, it's pretty much going to end like this. Kaz Converter now 24 seconds back. He is going to be the first man to cross the line. Right, I've got to... Yes, it is kicking off here. It is kicking off here. Right. You get across the line. 9th. Okay, well done, Kaz. No, wrong way. Rob Scott, look at this. Final lap's turned into a 4-way fight for second. Cutler's got it all wrong. Graham Reeds, Luke Doherty and D-Dot have all closed back up on him. It's going to be an absolute punch up down the start-finish straight for this final position, for the second position. Cutler holds second. Graham Reeds third. Just Luke Doherty slots one down the inside. D-Dot tries to follow him through. Is going to do it. Graham Reeds pushed down to 5th then. Cutler's gone a little bit wide. It's all about that, these last 2 turns and the run down to the start-finish straight. Rob Scott, let's just get ourselves on board with him as he comes down to finish the race, holding a nice, comfortable lead. 10.7 seconds in the end for first. So out of that final turn, Cutler holding second. Oh, what is happening here? D-Dot's got himself in front. Who won that? D-Dot winning out in that little fight. Graham Reed's coming home in 4th. Luke Doherty 5th. A real good battle right at the end there. Mark Parker is going to come home in 6th. I'll just catch Mark Parker going through there backwards, sideways and on fire. One-eyed Lou going to come home 7th. KJN in 8th. We've already seen Kaz Convert across the line. And that is race 1 done for season 8. Got race 2 coming up in about 5 minutes. A half-hour race at the same circuit. Better than Netflix. Well, that's a big up, isn't it? It's a real good fight right at the end there. Cutler was so lucky to manage to make a break right on that final turn. Could have been a four-way run down to the start-finish line. There we go, 5-minute break. Which gives me time to go. So the We Are Driven team are still following Archie's journey, still shouting about it, getting as much word out about it as we can. So get yourselves over to Facebook, get yourselves on Archie's Journey page, give them a like, get yourselves over to the Bradley Lowry Foundation, do the same thing on there. Get yourselves over to the We Are Driven page, sign yourselves up, stick a decal on your car. That'll be enough. And then get yourselves over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey and donate if you can. Much appreciated. Look at that, it's like adverts in the middle of a TV show, isn't it? Only better. And you can see I've got the We Are Driven logo always bossed up in that top corner. Luke Doherty saying some questionable moves were made in that race, got a bit shovey. Yep, well, new season, everyone's trying to get settled in, and you know there were no you lot all raced last season, so you should bloody well know better. I thought that was some good racing. Okay, there was one or two little bumps and dings and stuff, but you know, that's racing. So, top three have to carry over extra weight into race 2. So, let me just have a look at that. Third place, so the cars are 1050 kilograms standard. So, third place from race 1 has to put in 1085, second place 1097, and first place is 1109, sorry, in weight. So, the success ballast coming into play, and they do start from the back of the pack. It's a reverse grid as well for race 2. Getting some lyrics out of Mark Parker. The division bell has rung. Why am I trying to use my mouse on my PlayStation screen? That's not going to work, is it? See, I think they change. Yes, they change tyre and fuel for race 2, so it's ×8 for tyre wear, ×6 for fuel depletion. Mechanical damage is light, so it does slow them down for a bit, but they do repair themselves on the way round. Let's see what tyres we've got available. So they can use, race 1 is mediums only. Race 2 they can use any tyre between the super softs and the hards. Kaz Converter, where have you gone? Come back. Not having the best of races in race 1, did Kaz. Fortunately, regardless of how you think you're doing, you will only learn by driving against faster racers. You'll just see things, you'll see what they do. You're better off just sticking in, getting the laps in, Getting some practice under your belt. Treat them as training sessions for next season. How about that? Ah, CAS converter's back, so not ditching the room then. Good. No bang good. I don't want that. I've got time for a smoker, Mark Parker. I don't know whether you have sitting behind the wheel of your race car. So anyone else fancy the hand at this? Get yourselves involved. Grab hold of Chris Cutler. Get yourselves on the TANSO page. Go and give those boys a shout if you fancy a bit of these feisty minis. Yeah, always ends up being some really good battles in this series. It's a shame we've missed Dan KBL and Zach Blackwell this season. I know they've both got other things on. But how dare you enter other races and not this one? How dare you do real life racing over sim racing? How dare you? At least without offering me and Cutler a go at ragging your mini round a track and worrying you for your seat. And you, Dan. Show you how to drive that damn mini on its roof. Oh, better get myself into this race then if we're about starting. Seemed like a quick 5 minutes. Bloody hell. I suppose looking out for the sign on the screen from Cutler saying all to track please, let's go racing would have been a bit of a giveaway. Paragraph from Luke, let's see if we can get that in before the race. It did get a little bit shovey, mate, yeah? Yeah, did see people were backing out of moves. I've got time to check the P1 chat, or maybe I have. Let's have a look. So CAS Converter is going to lead us away for race 2. Just wait for these lights to drop. They're away now then. Let's change that view. We might get a better view into turn 1. They're all going to be tightly packed up when they come through here now. Fast drivers already trying to squeeze their way through the back markers from race 1. Rob Scott just staying out of the way of the chaos at the minute. It's all going to get a bit punchy into these chicanes. Well, Luke's already gone a little bit wide through the first half of the chicane, battling it out with Graham Reeds. Okay, everyone through there cleanly so far. KJN then got himself out front, half a second lead over CAS Converter. Graham Reeds has got himself up into 3rd already. Going a little bit defensive from Luke Doherty in 4th. Oh, one-eyed Lou trying to get down the inside of Luke. Slightly outbraked himself. He's still down the inside of Luke. Luke's now got to try and squeeze his way past the other DK driver of CAS Converter as well. He's surrounded by M&Ms at the minute, Luke Doherty. Mark Parker in 6th then. Cutler in 7th, D-Dot in 8th. Rob Scott at the back in 9th at the minute. So 30-minute race for you lot. Strategy will play a bigger part in this one. Hey, there it is. That's a good little setup you've got there, Luke. So Graham Reeds has got himself up into 2nd. Luke Doherty slots himself past the DK driver into 3rd. The two M&M drivers battling it out for 4th and 5th at the minute. Graham Reed's going a tiny bit wide on final turn. One-Eyed Lou might get another move back on Luke Doherty down this start-finish straight. Cutler closing up on Kaz Converter as well. D-Dot's 7th. Mark Parker losing a position. Oh, 2 positions in fact. Pushed down to 8th. Unfortunately, he's got Rob Scott all over his rear end as well. Still tightly packed as they come into this chicane. Kaz Converter picking up a penalty then, unfortunately. Easy to do through that chicane section. So KJN still leading. Luke Doherty, Graham Reed's battling it out for 2nd behind. One-Eyed Lou trying to stick with the top 3 as well. Luke Doherty gets down the inside of Graham. Graham's still got a bit of an advantage into the next couple of turns. Oh, but Luke Doherty carries the speed. Graham Reed is having to go a little bit defensive from One-Eyed Lou behind. So on board with Luke Doherty. Looking back at Graham Reed's and One-Eyed Lou. A little bit wide through there for Luke. And Graham Reed slot one down the inside. Almost, not quite. Carried a little bit too much speed through there. So Luke holds on to 2nd. Graham Reed is closing up on him along this back straight, but they have got the start-finish straight coming up as well. One-Eyed Lou hanging on to these 2. Cutler got himself into 5th, looking to close up on these drivers in front as well. Luke Doherty down the inside of KJN, getting it all wrong in the final turn. Graham Reed's then getting himself out front. KJN then losing the speed. Luke Doherty into 2nd, KJN 3rd, One-Eyed Lou 4th, Cutler right on his tail for 5th. Who's that just on the back? Oh, it's D-Dot hanging on to the back of Cutler as well. One-Eyed Lou down the inside of KJN. Takes that 3rd position off him. Now goes for a slingshot down the inside of Luke Doherty. It's a brave move. Made it work tiny bit punchy, but it worked. Luke Doherty carrying good speed though out of that turn, heading back down towards this chicane. The hairpin. One-Eyed Lou still got a penalty to lose as well. Is Luke Doherty going to sling one up the inside? Yes, he is. He's not made it work though. One-Eyed Lou's managed to keep his way out front. Luke Doherty 3rd, KJN still 4th. Looking for any way past Luke Doherty at the minute. Cutler in 5th. He chucks one down the inside of KJN. It's up into 4th for Cutler. KJN pushed down to 5th. Oh, Luke Doherty's gone wide through there as well. D-Dot throwing that mini through that turn to try and keep up with Cutler. KJN's gone wide through the Pentagon again. That's allowed D-Dot to come through. Yeah, awkward turn, the Pentagon. Side by side on the exit. Still all kicking off in this race. Graham Reed is the only one having a bit of an easy one at the minute. So Cutler and Luke Doherty. Cutler then through to 2nd place. Luke Doherty into 3rd. One-Eyed Lou, D-Dot and KJN all battling it out for 4th. 3 wide down here. KJN just slings it in but carries far too much speed. Into the wall he goes. And he's going to lose these 2 positions as well. So gets pushed down into 8th. Carrying far too much speed through there for KJN. Oh, One-Eyed Lou gone a little bit wrong through the chicane as well. That's going to slow him right down. Rob Scott comes sweeping past. Mark Parker carrying the extra speed as well. He's going to get the job done down towards this hairpin. Already slotting himself down the inside. Going for the move on Rob Scott as well, or a little bit deep. Let's give One-Eyed Lou a run down back down the inside on that turn as well. Mark Parker needs to hang on to the speed if he's going to keep this position. Apologies, people, this camera's a little bit jinky. I'll just use that one. So he holds on to 6th. Mark Parker, a little bit wide through there again. Mark Parker 7th. KJN in 8th. Cas Converter in 9th. Oh, KJN's gone wide through the Pentagon again. Right, back up front, see what's happening. Graham Reed's now under increased pressure from Cutler all over his rear end up towards these final 2 turns. Luke Doherty lost another position to D-Dot. Okay, Luke coming in the pits, getting rid of the medium tyres now. So Cutler is just past Graham Reeds. Graham Reeds will have the advantage through turn 1 though. Can Cutler slap one back up the inside into the chicane? He's got the advantage. So Cutler into top spot. Graham Reeds now second. Can he hang on to Cutler? D-Dot third. None of these drivers stopped yet. Rob Scott in 4th. One-Eyed Lou 5th. Mark Parker CRT in 6th. KJN 7th. Cas Converter in 8th. And Luke Doherty back out the pits. Fresh set of soft tyres on board. No fuel though. He didn't. Did he take on board fuel? No, he didn't. So Graham Reed's a little bit wrong through the hairpin. That's allowed Cutler to carry better speed. Still, he hangs on to that top spot. Cutler looking for any way past at the minute. Almost pushing Graham Reed through the exit of the Pentagon. Up this back straight. They've got a full second over D-Dot at the minute. They've just got to make sure they don't get tangled up with each other and allow D-Dot to close up, which he has done. Here he is. Cutler then follows Graham Reeds down this start-finish straight again. Is he going to go for the slingshot again? Is he just saving fuel? Nope, goes down the inside at turn 1. Graham Reed still a little way back, second still. Sorry, D-Dot is a little way back. Graham Reed's again just holding on to that top spot. Compromise slightly into the chicane. That's just allowed Cutler to carry the speed. Straight through then for Cutler. Graham Reed picks himself up half a second penalty. D-Dot closes that gap up as well through the little mistake. He might be able to sling one up the inside at the hairpin. So Graham Reed does go to lose his penalty, loses it into the hairpin, keeps himself in touch with Cutler, doesn't lose the position to D-Dot as well. Great bit of strategy there from Graham Reeds. Rob Scott in 4th just in the background, a little way off the top 3 currently. Cutler already out on the soft, so it'd be interesting to see what tyres he sticks on when he comes in. D-Dot down the inside of Graham Reeds, went for the switch back out of that left-hander, almost made it work. He has just about got himself down the inside, but Graham Reeds does carry just enough speed. Allows Cutler to stretch his lead now, 1.1 second over the 2 behind. We just jump back to this little fight. D-Dot might be going for the move on Graham Reeds here. No, he backs out. Is he just going to wait to the start-finish straight? It's the better position to do it. Rob Scott still about 2 seconds back, maybe a little bit further now. D-Dot unable to close the gap up on Graham Reeds, then heading down towards turn 1. He's going for a different line on the way out to try and get the switch back into the chicane. It's not going to work, he's too far back. So Graham Reeds having a blinding couple of races then. Cutler in the meantime pulled himself 1.4 seconds. D-Dot kicking up sparks. Graham Reeds again getting the chicanes wrong. Again D-Dot coming through. Tyres looking very beaten up on D-Dot's car though. He's on the softs, medium tyres for Graham Reeds. So done a good job to hang on to these boys with the soft tyres. Rob Scott now 1.6 seconds back. Also on the medium tyre for Rob Scott. Luke Doherty out on a fresh set of softs. Holding 5th, but 12 seconds down from the top 4. KGN 6 got half a second penalty to lose. He's been in for a fresh set of soft tyres as well. One-Eyed Lou's put a set of super softs on. Mark Parker has gone for a set of softs, and Kaz Converter has gone for a set of mediums. Will we see Cutler in this lap? Or is he going to try and make half race distance? He can do it on those softs. He's got less wear on his softs than Graham Reed's on a set of mediums. I have said to people, you want to learn how to conserve tyres, watch how this man drives. 2.6 second lead and the best tyres out the bunch. Apart from the people who've stopped, obviously. Can D-Dot or Graham Reeves do anything about Cutler's charge for the first place in race 2? Rob Scott has closed that gap up 1.4 seconds. Just starting to stretch out now, so Graham Reed's almost out of fuel, so he'll be at the end at the end of this lap. D-Dot might be able to squeeze another lap or two. Cutler almost a quarter of a tank on. So he's done the best on tyre wear, he's done the best on fuel. There you go. Rob Scott's medium's not looking too bad actually. That's probably what's allowing him to close that gap up on the 2 drivers in front. So Luke Doherty, a little bit of wear showing on his softs then. Has closed that gap up to the top 4, down to 9 seconds. It was 12, but he's going to have to stop again soon for fuel and probably stick a fresh set of boots on as well. So KJN holding 6th. One-Eyed Lou still 7th. Oh, a little bit deep through there. A little bit of a wrong line. Mark Parker 8th, but closing up on One-Eyed Lou. Down towards this Pentagon section. One-Eyed Lou trying to lose his penalty through there. He's gone a little bit deep. Mark Parker is able to just carry the speed on the inside line. Not quite able to get past him through there. Maybe just a little bit tentative, not wanting to spin out himself. But he has closed the gap up on One-Eyed Lou. Again, One-Eyed Lou going massively deep there into the wall, in fact. He's still got his penalty to lose as well. Oh, and then he's gone off track in the background as well. Oh, he's trying to drive that car far too fast now to keep up. Scrubs his tyres off. Unfortunately, oh, that was the wrong driver. We were meant to go back to One-Eyed Lou. Unfortunately, yeah, losing all that time to Mark Parker in front. Doesn't quite lose his penalty there either. Oh, there you go. Big handful of curb through there. Kicks you all over the place. One-Eyed Lou getting shoved all around the circuit. So Luke, yes, he has just been in 3/4 of a tank. Fresh set of racing softs on board. He's come back out in 8th. He is 38.7 seconds off of race lead. And already up to 7th. Oh, One-Eyed Lou, a little bit wide through there as well. Kaz Converter in 9th then, 23 seconds back. Rob Scott still out, not stopped. Plenty of fuel on board for Rob. He's now got 26.3 seconds over Cutler. Cutler now stopped, gone for a full tank and a fresh set of racing softs. D-Dot's also stopped, fresh set of racing softs, full tank. KJN still not stopped, 4th at the minute. He's got plenty of fuel on board. His tyres looking a little bit beaten up. Graham Reed's in 5th. Again, full tank, and set of mediums for Graham. Mark Parker, his tyres looking a little bit beaten up. Half a tank of fuel on board for him. Luke Doherty just coming through frame there. So he's into 7th. Fresh set of softs and just under 3/4 of a tank. One-eyed Lou in the pits now. Cas converter, plenty of fuel on. So no pit stops for Cas converter yet. Or one pit stop, but he's not coming in for his second. How far are we going to see Rob Scott go on these worn mediums? Cutler on the soft, so he should be able to close that gap down. 25 seconds it sits out of the minute. He's having a little bit of time taken out by Cutler. Taking half a second out of Rob Scott. Is he going to come in this lap? His fuel gauge has just flicked over to the red, so you might see him chuck himself in. He's going for another one. Running it as long as possible, and then he's going to stick himself a set of softs on, I think. But yes, Cutler is starting to chop time out of him now. He will have to spend less time in the pits, though, taking on board fuel. So Graham Reed's just getting past KJN. KJN still not stopped yet. Expect to see him in this lap. Here he comes then. So that's going to release Luke Doherty and Mark Parker past him. Mark's tyres looking a little bit beaten up now as well. So Mark Parker may want to come in for another set. Those aren't going to last him another 10 minutes, so 11 minutes, that's for sure. KJN might be able to run to the end though once he's out, or he should be able to with 10 minutes remaining. So Rob Scott, he's had 3 seconds taken out of his lead. Hey look, Squirrel. How you doing, brother? Thanks for popping in. Are you allowed to drive? No. You can kind of get to the crowd if you like, drive at the side of the track, and that's about it, mate, unfortunately. But cheers for popping in. Hey look, Squirrel. Appreciate it, mate. Let's see what Rob Scott does then. He's got no choice but to come in the pits. He is literally out of fuel. Cutler then. Let's see what is he now? 21 seconds back. So he's gained 4 seconds on Rob Scott. Is that going to benefit him when he comes out the pits? He was already out front. Rob Scott in the pits now then. Cutler just got the final couple of turns to go. 10 minutes remaining on the race clock. D-Dot is another 5 seconds down in 3rd. Where is Cutler going to come out? Where is Rob Scott? He's not even at his pit box yet. Cutler down this start-finish straight then. Rob Scott in now, taking on board fuel. D-Dot comes through. Rob Scott still in the pits. He's losing positions hand over fist. He gets released now, comes out. Comes back out in 3rd. Does he hold on to the position? Graham Reeds and Luke Doherty come flying around turn 1, looking for that 3rd position right at the end of this race. 9 minutes remaining on race clock. Cutler then out front, 4.9 seconds over D-Dot. D-Dot got 3.9 himself over Rob Scott in 3rd. And these two boys hounding him 4th and 5th. Graham Reeds and Luke Doherty. KJN holding 6, come in, replaced his tyres. He's unfortunately 34 seconds back from the driver in front. But that should keep him out of any danger from 7th and 8th behind him. One-eyed Lou just coming out of the pits as well. Taking on board a bit of fuel. Oh, sorry, it was Mark Parker coming out of the pits. I knew it was a yellow car. Mark Parker coming out. Fresh set of racing softs. Unfortunately, Mark, for some strange reason, you've taken on a full tank of fuel as well. Don't do that. You've only got 8.5 minutes to go. You only needed about half a tank, if that. All about strategy, my friend. All about strategy. Would have spent less time in the pits, etc., etc. And here we've got Cas Converter. He's hung in there. He's not had a great couple of races tonight, but he's stuck on a little bit wrong. Repaired now, though. 8 minutes remaining. Cutler, 5.7 second leads over D-Dot. D-Dot having his lead chopped down a little bit. Rob Scott closing up. What is he? 2.5 seconds behind D-Dot now. Graham Reeds and Luke Doherty. These are battling out for 4th and 5th. Luke's just got himself down the inside. Tiny bit bumpy through there. Graham Reeds has had to back off the throttle so he's not run wide. That's allowed Luke Doherty to come through. Oh, a little bit squirrely through the first part of the chicane. A little bit squirrely. How about that? It's Gran Turismo. Hey, look, squirrel. That's what it is. Gran Turismo Sport. So Luke holding on to 4th then. Can Graham Reeds get this position back? Hard on the brakes. He's going to sling one up the inside. Luke Doherty's going to try and run around the outside. Oh, it's going to be close up to this next turn. Oh, they're proper bumping. They're proper bumping, looking for their way through. Who's going to get it? Oh, Graham Reeds just wins out on that one. That was a proper little punch up between them two. 6.5 minutes remaining. Luke Doherty's got to try again then. He's got the back straight and the start finish straight. He's close enough to make a move up this back straight as well. All over the rear end. Let's get ourselves on board again. Graham Reeds got his car in the middle of the track. Luke Doherty goes to sling one up the inside, backs out early. Graham Reeds went to outbrake him, but he's outbraked himself, put himself in the wall. And he's put himself... Oh, Luke Doherty's chucking himself in the pit, so he throws himself out of that fight anyway. His tyre's looking a bit beaten up. So that allows Graham Reeds to come through to retake that 4th position. Cutler in the meantime, 4.6 second over Rob Scott still. Fresh set of racing super softs on for Rob Scott. D-Dot putting him under pressure though, but he's on a worn set of softs, so this is not going to last too long. I would expect Rob Scott to be able to pull a bit of a gap from D-Dot. Similar on fuel as well, so the worn tyres of D-Dot will be costing him around all these turns. See Rob Scott just able to take tighter lines, carry the speed. Starts to pull a gap already from D-Dot. The gap's over a second. Graham Reeds 7 seconds back. Luke Doherty after his stop now 25 seconds back. 5 minutes remaining. Set of super softs on board for Luke Doherty. Let's see if he can do anything with those. KJN holding 6th. Oh, might have picked up himself a penalty through there. Yeah, there you go. A little bit too tight on that chicane. All 4 wheels over the white line, you pick yourself up a penalty, so don't do it, I suppose. Mark Parker holding 7th on those softs with far too much fuel on. He's got himself past One-Eyed Lou, who's gone very deep into the hairpin. Cas Converter 47 seconds down. Again, new to racing is Cas Converter, first proper series, so massive, great learning curve for him. Ooh, Cutler possibly making a little bit of a mistake. Gap down to 2.1 seconds between himself and Rob Scott. Although Rob Scott, fresh set of supers, he's going to be putting the hammer down on those. He's pulled a massive gap from D-Dot now, 3.2 seconds. That's the difference a set of tyres can make. Graham Reeds another 6.8 back. Luke Doherty is closing up on him, 22.2 seconds back, but we've only got 3 3/4 minutes left. KGN under a little bit of pressure from Mark Parker for that 6th position, but a long way back really with only 3.5 minutes to go. A little mistake might be in order for Mark Parker to make anything of that. Another 6.7 back for One-Eye Lou. Here's Cas Converter. carrying too many M&Ms, that's what it is. Too many snacks on board that car. And we have got race leaders coming through now. Rob Scott has chopped that time right down to a second. He is all over Cutler at the end of this race. He wants that top spot. He won race 1. He started from the back with the extra weight. And he's looking for the win in race 2 as well. This will be a great start to his season if he takes this win off Cutler. PlayStation, Squirrel. PlayStation, mate. Down to 0.6 of a second. Cutler is going to be sweating in the cockpit of that Mini. He's trying to get a toe off Kaz Converter himself to try and gain any advantage he can from Rob Scott. Let's get ourselves on board with Rob as he looks to hunt down that first place. 0.3 in it. Got to try and get themselves past Kaz Converter cleanly. Cutler's had to go wide. That's given Rob Scott the look down the inside. Where's Cutler gone? Oh, he's just managed to carry the speed. I thought he'd been affected by Kaz Converter there, but luckily managed to carry the speed and keep himself in front. But Rob Scott is definitely looking for this win now. 0.3, 0.2 as they head down towards the hairpin. Might even be able to slingshot his way past. Cutler's going to go defensive though, as Cutler would. Around the outside this time then. Can he get the switch back on the exit? He's going for it. He's carrying the extra speed as well. Who's going to win out in these next couple of turns? Cutler. Rob Scott though is all over the rear end of Cutler. Sorry, no one else is getting some coverage, but this is where it's at the minute. We have got a bit of a punch up slightly further back. Let's go and find that little fight. Here it is, Mark Parker and KJN. I think Mark Parker's just got past KJN. These two look like they might have a bit of a punch up on the hands towards the end. And here we go again then, up this back straight. Cutler's still leading. On board with Cutler then, looking back at Rob Scott this time. Both drivers looking for the perfect exit out of here. Carry as much speed as possible. Rob Scott in a good position now. He's carried the extra speed out the turn. He's going to get the slipstream off of Cutler. Cutler's going defensive again though into turn 1. Rob Scott just swings one back down the inside. He's now got the advantage into the chicane. Again, he's just backed out of it. He's oh no, he's not. I've got to change camera. I can't see what's going on. He has. Cutler's carried a little bit too much speed into the chicane and allowed Rob Scott to come through, but on the head down to the hairpin now. Can he get it back? Hairpin coming up. Both drivers easy on the brakes. They don't want to make any mistake, give anything away. This is the final lap now as well. Rob Scott not getting the best of exits. Cutler carrying better speed. We've already got drivers across the line, but I'm not even bothered about that at the minute because it's all kicking off here for top spot. Oh, a little bit wide there for Cutler. Rob Scott's going to carry the speed through. He's gone deep though. He's gone deep. He's not going to carry the speed. Cutler comes through. Onto the sand then for Rob Scott. Cutler, oh, he'll be kicking himself, Robbie. He'll be absolutely kicking himself. Cutler then comes through to take that top spot again. You've got one hope now, Rob Scott, is to get as close as possible on these last 2 turns. And try and get the slipstream down to the start-finish straight. Down the inside though. Brave move by Rob Scott. Chucked himself down the inside. It's going to be an absolute run to the line between these two. Oh, but Cutler carries the extra speed through. I thought it was going to be proper side by side as they came down there. But Cutler is going to come through to take the win in race 2. Rob Scott to take second. Great performance by the pair of them. D-Dot going to come home to take third. Threeth is not a real word. Again, Graham Reed's 4th. Good drive from Graham. Luke Doherty 5th. That didn't quite work out for him this time. We've already got Mark Parker, KJN, One-Eyed Lou and Kaz Converter already across the line. And that was round 1 of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. What an awesome series this is. What an awesome series. Cutler then taking the win in race 2. Rob Scott a first and a second though. Good points early on in the championship. He'll be happy about that. He'll be absolutely kicking himself about race 2, getting it on the sand. Oh, Rob. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Cutler saying, Rob Scott, that was a phenomenal race. Yes, it was, boys. Yes, it was. Right, so that's it for round 1 of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. I myself am back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the team versus team race. That's been set up by the Greeks and the, what are they? Hungarians, that's right. The Hungarian and Greek team versus team thing that they've set up, the clash of the teams. So get yourselves back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Come and check that out. I'm back Wednesday night, 8:30 as well, for MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. So that's the big Mercedes and Audis and things like that, Lamborghinis. No, nothing this week. We've got a week off, and then next week on Thursday we start back with the Mazda touring cars as well. GTTCC starts on the 16th of April, so that's the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, also from Mature Racing Club. That'll be Friday nights at 9 o'clock. Nothing Saturdays, and then we've got the Ford Focus Cup for the TANSO boys coming up on Sunday, followed straight after that at 9 o'clock with the Multiclass League from the P1 boys. So yes, busy. Saturday nights off at the minute. Whew. But don't forget, I've got my t-shirts coming out. I've got my stickers coming out. They look awesome. I've seen the t-shirts today. And I'm sure you lot have probably seen the t-shirts today as well, because I've posted them all over the place. So as soon as they're in my hands, I will let everybody know. But that's about it for tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.